Hello everyone, in this video tutorial we will create animation in basic mode. Um, let's start. As you can see, we set up all layers correctly. They set in 0 frame at half duration 5 seconds. Cool. This is end position of my layers. What we need to create, we need to create intro. It's the beginning of our animation, and the after at outro is the end of our animation. The intro we will create without fading frames, and outro we will create with fade in frames. Okay, let's start. I want to create this layer, rounded rectangle 1. I want to set 30 frames, basic, okay. Create intro. As you can see, we have a notification dialog window that we now in move and scale mode. Set start position. We can set any position on your document. Use scale. Cool. Click enter on your keyboard. Now we in rotate mode and we can set angle. If you don't need set any angle, just click enter on your keyboard. But I want to add some angle like here, and after click enter on my keyboard. Photoshop create each frames for your animation and add all necessary scale and rotate value. Cool. I used linear. Cool. Now I want to add the animation and my animation of this element. What I need to do? I need select my base layer that have 5-second duration and set in 0 frame. Let's play with, for example, with live preview. Cool. My element here, and I want to animate at the bottom left angle. Let's see what we can do. Okay, maybe like here, like this. Cool. And click at outro. Again, we in move and scale mode. Just here. Oops, I forgot to set fade frames. Anyway, we'll do it with second element. Click enter on the keyboard and set some angle like here. Cool. Let's enter and wait while Photoshop create each frame for our animation. Let's see. Boom. Cool. Let's drag our track on some point on the timeline and set we finished with this layer, and let's set here and here, and we have animation of this element. Let's see all animation. Oops, sorry, I forgot. Turn off, turn on visible layer. Let's see. Boom. Cool. Of course, we can add some transparency or fade in and fade out. Just set opacity layer, opacity keyframes. Let's set like here and reduce to 0. Let's see, cool. F element, begin over our animation, and we can do the same for outro animation. Just opacity, go to the end of our animation. Let's set opacity to 0. Okay, let's see all our animation. Cool. In this mode, you can select and place to any position on your document. And of course, we can reduce or increase frames for opacity setting. Okay, go next. Let's create animation for our second element. Cool. Go to live preview. It's the my final position. That's mean for intro, for example, from here point I want to animate to my final position. Let's find some interesting trajectory for my animation. Cool. Let's create intro. We in move and scale mode again. Here. Reduce my scale. And in this case, I want to use any angle, for example. And in this case, you need just press Enter on your keyboard, and Photoshop not will rotate your layer. Let's see. Okay, and I forgot again fading frames. Let's set now. Let's see. Boom. Cool. Select our base layer, and from my final position, let's create to another point. Let's link. Okay. Click outro, move and scale mode. Okay. Now I want to use a scale. Just move and add some rotation like this. Cool. And now we must have 8 frames of fading from 0, oops, sorry, from 100 to 0% of opacity. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, and of course you can edit. Oops, not in this, or only in advanced mode you can use the fade control. Okay, let's set our static visible our layer. Let's see, we add some opacity. Let's see our animation. Cool. And finally, you can place and control of your animation on the timeline. I think this video tutorial will be very useful and helpful for creating animation in basic mode. Thanks for watching and enjoy!